Hey everyone, welcome to our live chat. I'm Heather and we come to you live each and every day, several times a day. So let me put those times up for you. We're here Monday through Thursday at 10, 11, 12, 10, 8, 10, 12, 2, and 4. Times are below. And then on Fridays, we're here at 8 and 10. And yeah, we talk luminesce. So anything from our color cosmetics, of course, you know us for our airbrushing. And so we are definitely here for you guys. And whatever products you want to see, whether it's airbrushing, whether it's whatever it is, let us know. We want to really be there for you guys and let you see how to use it. If you have any questions or hesitations, let us know. But we do always go over our starter kit. That's super important, so you know what you're getting, and especially if you're interested. We have a lot of people maybe who have purchased it and you're waiting on it still. And so this is our Icon. This is the Icon. We also have the Icon Pro starter kit. And then we also have the Legend. And so regardless of whichever one you have received or receiving, or maybe you're going to order, all the instructions are the same. The Pro just has 2 speeds. So if you want to do some tanning or some body work, things like that, it does give you a little stronger of a air pressure. So that helps with the tanning. We give you the 2 bottles of foundation so you can, one, practice. Think of this starter kit as your practice kit. We want you to get in there and get working with it and have some fun with it. And we also give you the 2 similar shades because that way you can color match 365 days a year. So you have that perfect shade matching all year round. We know, certain times we do change colors, and so you are able to mix and adapt that. And then we do give you Love and Blush as well in the smaller bottles. So that way you're only using like 2 or 3 drops at a time. And so you really can only use a little bit. Love and Blush, you might not use it every single day. So, but it is great to practice with. But just keep in mind, like with Luminesce, you're using 10 times less makeup, 10 times. And so that's super important to remember when you're putting the drops in. You might start out with more drops, and that's totally fine. But the more you have this guy in your hand, the more you're going to learn. And so when you first get it, that's why our first step is get it out of the box and just plug it in and feel the air around you. Just feel that air. Wherever you feel the air is where the makeup's going. And so when you start releasing the makeup, because nothing is being released in here until you pull back on the trigger. When you start releasing it, you want to release it very, very light or very little coming out. So that's why we suggest practicing with water and just feeling that on your face, making sure you're not spraying too heavy when it comes to that as well. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to leave this up so you guys can see that, but let's move on and let's go to our steps or what we want to do. And so I do want to talk about our click and plays. Our click and plays are amazing. That's eyeshadow. A lot of options, a lot of bold, fun colors. And so we are going to utilize those. I do want to go in and I'm going to put on a little bit of our concealer on my lids. And when I say a little, that's probably too much, but I'm just going to blend that in. Now, the one great thing about our concealer, now you can go in there, that was too much. You can go in there and airbrush. A lot of times I'll just airbrush the foundation or airbrush the concealer or airbrush a color corrector right on my lid. Because as you can tell, my lids are darker. And so I'll do that sometimes to kind of get a base for them and cover them up. And so, and I also, with this concealer, it does not move. So once it's on, it is on. And that's why I do it a section at a time. But you only need a little, just a little. All right, so you can already tell That looks so much better. My lids are even. There's no, darkness. I used the one that's buff. The color is buff, and it almost acts as a color corrector because it is a little peachy, if you can tell. I don't know if you can tell that, but it really just evens it out. Because our concealer does not allow a lot of movement, it's perfect for our eyeshadow because it really will help seal the deal. Okay, it's going to seal that deal. All right, hello Patty, good to see you, my friend. Now in our click and plays, we do have a primer that you can use. Now I can put the primer on top here. This is a silicone based primer, so a lot of people like this better than other primers out there, and I will just put this on, and I can put it on top. I don't have to with this, but I like the way it does make it feel, and I just put it on. Of course, tapping. Tap it out, tap it out. But this is really going to grab that pigment, allow, no fallout, that kind of thing, and it's really gonna grab it. When I say that we have some amazing colors in these click and plays, I mean, look at this. This is iris. This is a purple. And then of course, this would be the obvious choice of this is indigo. And I just love these colors. We have some great, this one is moss. And we have some neutral colors as well. But those colors I just love. We have like graphite and like a gray, and there is a black. And so there's a lot of colors to work with. But what I love about them is the fact that you can put them together. They slide together. Now these happen to be the same color, but you slide these together. And so they're great when you travel, or because you can just take what you need. You don't have to take all of them. Just take what you need, and then you are good to go. All right, so I'm going to start with Peachy, which is that one right there. And I'm going to start with a blending brush. And I'm just going to blend this in my crease. Now, I am going to do my eyes first, because this does allow for any cleanup if you did have fallout. It's just something, we get that question a lot, like, do you do your eyes first? And it just depends. I mean, there's different ways you can correct it if you did get fallout, but sometimes if you want to spend more time with your eyes and you think there might be fallout, do your eyes first. A lot of times I do it first just because I can be like, bam, 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 not even think about it. And then if I do get fallout, I can just clean it up before airbrushing. All right, so that's Peachy, which is just a real nice matte neutral color. And this is one of my favorite colors. So there's two golds in here that I really like. And this one is Citrine. I just love that color. I never thought I would like the gold, but I do. And then this one is Spark. And I think I was going to do Spark, but now I'm thinking I might do Citrine. I think I will. I'm going to do Citrine. So I'm going to get a flat eyeshadow brush and put it on both sides. And again, just pat that on. And I put it on both sides so that way I can just kind of flip it. I don't have to go back and get more. You just flip it and use the pigment, the eyeshadow that you have on both. All right. Make sure I have that good and even. And there you go. And then I can go back and add a little bit of Peachy just to blend those two together where one maybe doesn't stick out as much, where they're nice and blended. Everything's real nice and smooth. Now I'm going to take Coffee Bean, which is a muted color. Oops, sorry. Hey, Jeannie, how are you? So I'm taking Coffee Bean, and I'm going to apply just a little bit right here. Just itty bitty, like almost a V. Well, it is a V, but I don't pick up the brush at all. So I'm just applying a little bit of depth because it is a matte, and we know that matte's going to, we'll go back to our contouring talk. Just make that pop a little bit there. Now I'm going to take a smaller brush and do the liner. And I can smudge that liner underneath. Ladies, how are y'all doing? How's your Monday going? Our Monday, since we've been in kind of our quarantine isolation, are Mondays like still a thing? I feel like Mondays have lost their draw. All right, there you go on that. Now, underneath, if I needed to, which I don't see any fallout at all, I can wipe with a, with a wipe. Thank you, Jeannie. Or you can take like a powder brush and just kind of clean up from there. Now, I can put concealer underneath, which is something definitely you can do. I don't always, even if I do a concealer, this concealer on top, I don't always do this. I could airbrush, but just to do something different. I'm going to put a little on my hand. And then for underneath, I like to warm it up. That's why I do put it on my hand. And then I start it out here, so it is lighter when I move in. And then I'll take, Patty said, nope, it's not a thing. I know I called my mom and dad this weekend and I was like, what are y'all doing this weekend? And they're like, oh, it's the weekend? Oh. I guess our days start running into each other. And you know what I just remembered? I did put on Velvet Veil. And so I always tell you guys to do airbrushing when you do Velvet Veil because it doesn't allow a lot of movement. And this is a perfect example, although it is kind of working. Again, I start from the outside and go in. But I am having to kind of blend it a little bit harder, even though I'm tapping. I am having to blend it a little harder. Blend that. So with this, I need to make sure that all, my lines are crossed, my T's, my I's dotted, and my lines are crossed, just because I don't want any demarcation lines at all. Like that. All right. Now, one thing I want to show you, we did talk about contouring last hour. And so, and there are different ways you can contour, but we talked about contouring in a light way where it's not so, it doesn't have to be severe contouring. It can be very blended. So I'm going to do contouring first with traditional contour, not just airbrush. So I am going to go in with my Cut 1 palette and my angled fluff brush. Do I have a, Jeannie's asking if I have a favorite highlighter for my brow bone. So Jeannie, that's a tricky question. You know, there's like no easy answer for me. Yes and no. So a lot of times what I have been doing is I put concealer on first, and sometimes I just like that. I don't like it really light. So sometimes concealer is all I need for that brow bone. Now there are some in the Nude and Naughty palette that I love, and we'll use those for my brow highlighter. But glow's really nice as long as you blend it in. And then I'll show you, there's actually one in the Cut 1 palette that I like. Okay, so right now you are seeing a bigger contrast because I'm highlighted under here and now I'm contouring, but I still haven't done foundation. Even though I'm contouring with traditional. All right, there we go. Oh, the one I like in here is the very last one. It does have a little bit of a shimmer, but it's super light. And so you can put just a little bit on. And the shimmer, it's almost, it's, if I had to, it's the powder version of Love, because it's not too shimmery, but it will, it's going to grab the light, if that makes sense. You always hear me say that about Love. All right, so now let's go to our foundation. Where are you? All right, here we go. So I'm shaking up my foundation. And now I'm putting my drops, 2, 3. I'll do 5. I won't need, 1, this is Mystic. 2, honestly, I don't even need that much coverage. So when I'm applying this foundation, it's going to be more to blend than it is for anything else. So again, I go in and make my 1 pass. I definitely won't go all the way up underneath my eyes because I already have that concealer, but I do want to blend those together. All right. So yeah, I'm spraying some of this out. Bam. And just to add a little bit of color on my cheeks, because I do have you know, the concealer and the highlighter, I'm going to go in and add a little bit of Charming just to the apples of my cheek. And that's Charming right there, just to get a little bit of color. Right there. Some of these up. Ah. All righty. What do you think so far? I know that Jeannie likes the that gold. And then just to have some fun, I want to see what it would look like. This is the navy, the nautical blue. I probably would have stuck with a brown. Yeah, probably like the brown better. So I'm gonna switch real quick. The blue's too out there. I like the contrast in my shirt, but I don't want to bring it in too much. So I'm gonna go back over it with the brown. right at the lash line. I got a little bit, hold on. So I'm going to take a little thingamabobber. I got it on the inside of my eye, so I'm going to, but see, I really like how this just frames. I like the openness of the gold, but if you needed to tone it down just a little, you can go back. With an eyeliner and fix that as well. I do see that I need to fix my eyebrow too. I'm gonna go in and make that a little bit longer on that side. And then finish off with mascara. That will make a huge difference because it does help frame the eye. Oh, Patty, you like the blue or the you like the eyes, the gold eyes? Yay, Jeannie's contouring. Guys, I'm telling, I mean, I know a lot of people are nervous or get that, oh, I can't do contouring. I'm telling you, a little bit goes a long way. It helps tremendously. All right, I'm going to use Sienna Jazz. It is one of our lip stains that is a shimmer, which is so cool. I'm just going to be all shimmered up. Oh, Patty likes the gold eyes. Yay! But I like this one because it is so shimmery, but not, I mean, it's eye-catching. I just like the color. Isn't that pretty? I just like it. And it has the staying power of the stain, so you will stay shimmified. You'll have your shimmer all day long. And so it's still, even though it's a shimmer and eye-catching, it's still very subtle. I don't know how to explain that. Oh yeah, Jeannie was scared of contouring. But I think that's why, like, honestly, with contouring, if you get it in the area you want, it works. Like, get it in the area and blend it, it'll work. You don't have to be like, okay, how many centimeters from my ear to the like, it doesn't have to be that exact. You have a little fun, you know, little room to have some fun and play with it. It's not like you have to be very precise. Get it in the ballpark and it will help. Patty, you can do it, babe. You can do it. I promise you can do it. Again, get it in the ballpark, get an angled fluffy brush, and you can do it. Okay? All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. And we'll be back. I'll be back. We have one more today, and it'll be at 4 o'clock Central Time. So I hope to see you guys back. We will have more fun. And we'll see if my lips are still on. All right? All right, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.